Previously on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
So gay, so safe, it might actually be the very first time we have a PG-13 rated Rockstar game that has 5 R-rated predecessors before it.
Oh, Jesus. Would you take me too?
I have never wanted to be arrested so much in my life. That Tom Brady's such a lucky man. I bet he gets more touchdowns with Giselle in one day than I can ever fathom in a lifetime. But on today's video, folks, GTA 6. Is it going to be woke? Maybe. But will it also be super safe and non-offensive? So if you're Trevor walking down the streets in GTA 5, you will look something like this.
Oh, you really suck!
But now, going forward, according to a new rumor from Jason Schreier, and I will be taking the piss out of him in this video, you should probably carry on and wonder, should I part of my hard-earned money and buy GTA 6 in maybe the next 2 years or so when this game gets released? Then maybe you perhaps should ought to think again. Was that dramatic enough? Was that a really good intro? Or do you want me to butcher it up a bit more or leave it very effeminate?
Hey everybody, this is Nico Bellic. Stay tuned and stay affected.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Approved by 1970s Robert Redford.
So from a breaking news article over 3 days ago, courtesy of comicbook.com, and this comes from Jason Schreier. Yes, that freak of nature from Bloomberg stated the following: Rockstar Games reportedly asking GTA 6 writers to be less crude, less offensive to transgender people and other minorities. That statement, folks, just alone, it makes you wonder, well, you're still going to mock them anyway, regardless, so why is that even being reported on? I know Jason Schreier has reportedly good sources, but then as we have seen this year alone, folks, that YouTube content creators out there are being contacted by video game developers at BioWare and the like to spill out all the information that has to be redacted in boardroom meetings, right? So I tend to trust people like Smash JT more than Jason Schreier, who seems to struggle to actually even break a piece of gaming news that could be deemed newsworthy or content creation worthy, right? You know, I yearn for a time when we can go back to our local cinemas and enjoy good R-rated comedy. I mean, were any of us offended when Will Ferrell was dry humping a sexy, gorgeous, grieving widow in Wedding Crashers back in the day? Of course not. We were all too busy laughing in the cinema to even think to ourselves, should we really be laughing at this sort of thing? Is it sensitive? Am I a snowflake? You don't question that because you know why you bought the ticket in the first place, accompanied by popcorn and Coke, to laugh yourself silly and to spill everything in the aisles for the cinema cleaning staff to clear up after you.
Damn you, Roger. Roger.
If you can't mock other people, regardless of the race, gender, or disability or ability to be disabled, then what is the point of having a laugh for? If every piece of entertainment in future is going to be sanitized, what's the point, folks, of actually even running the business? It's called entertainment for a reason. The report does not elaborate on why Rockstar Games has asked their writers to make this change or what type of material might be impacted. Now, don't forget, folks, there was a news story that broke last week how Rockstar Games are very much sleeping with DEI and ESG consultants. might actually be true when I say that. Obviously, I mean it metaphorically, but oh my God, can you just imagine? That would be so funny. Oh my word. And look, we saw this beautiful young lady in the trailer. It's meant to entice us. We all ran the thumbnails with this gorgeous bikini-clad, big bosomy beauty on the front. And she looks great. And you're probably going to get that in the game. But at the end of the day, folks, if you're buying the game just to see some wooty booty tooty, and the rest of the game is going to be, well, we're going to play very safe. If we're walking along the streets and we see trans people, we're going to be expected to say hi. Are we going to bring in pronouns as well? I mean, this is it's a fall from grace for a Rockstar development studio that does not have Dan Houser as his head honcho anymore. I give to you, ladies and gentlemen, the founders of Rockstar Games and their current president, Sam Houser, who of course is the sibling of Dan Houser who left. What I find very odd about this, not that they're all white, because of course, why not? You form this company, but then years later down the line, after 5 very successful GTA games, you're then forced out. Why? That should not be the case. I'm imagining that these guys probably got a hefty payout and started their own little thing afterwards. If that were me, I would stand resolute and make sure that I would get to create whatever, regardless of what projections you're giving to me about DEI and how that's the thing of the future. Because quite clearly, folks, people are rejecting DEI and ESG en masse. It's never going to stop. And eventually, when companies realize the customer does not want this anymore, they will go back to basics. I mean, hell, did you watch the 28 Years Later trailer 2 days ago? Wasn't that amazing? It really got the fire fueled up. Everybody's stoking the coals. I think personally, it could be a very good return to form. There's that phrase again. Now, what a big surprise. Rockstar have refused to comment on these recent reports, which is rather funny. All based on speculation and rumors, folks, because that's what we've got to go on these days in so-called gaming journalism. Now, the funny thing is, if you have the online version for Grand Theft Auto 5, they've removed all the content where Trevor, one of the protagonists, actually takes the absolute living piss out of trans people in the game. Again, folks, why was that stuff included in the first place? Because it says Rockstar writers and directors being based as F. That's what it is. You're going to be offensive to people. Do it in the best possible way. Or as I like to prefer, the breast possible way. So, I mean, again, I think there is some truth about this. The main focus is going to be an online component for GTA 6 because, of course, Take-Two, yeah, they want as much billions as they can possibly get out of this. I guarantee you, when the game is actually officially released or when the date is announced, there's going to be a ton of more leaks coming out, more things that we get to uncover. I'll tell you what, the actual leaks of this game will be bigger than The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020, if you remember that right, folks. Also, when I was actually looking at this page, I saw this rather alarming headline regarding Rob Wiethoff, who played John Marston in both games of Red Dead Redemption, and he starts an OnlyFans page. But then when I looked into it a bit more, it's actually about workout videos and exercise content. So I guess from Rob Wiethoff, we will not be getting any toe shots or fingernail shots, which is a bit of a disappointment actually for people hoping to get more than they bargained for. But what a sad, not even a fall from grace, that's the wrong phrase to use, but I think it's sad for someone like Rob Wiethoff, who should have gotten more acting gigs in video gaming, but somehow did not get picked up. I think he had a very bad manager and representation, to be honest. He's a lovely guy. I've seen him in various live streams, and he comes across really, really chilled out. So it's a bit sad, but hey, start the OnlyFans, use your name to springboard your content. Why not?
Just before I took my shower after work, I realized that I have been wearing my underwear inside out all day long.
But folks, before I do sign off today, this was from 2018. right, 6 years ago on Yong Ye's channel, reporting on a YouTuber called Shirako, who was banned or suspended, then reinstated by YouTube sometime later because he showed this clip. I'm going to show you the clip on a different video, but this one, Yong gets something completely wrong because Yong is sometimes wrong.
Attacking and killing one particular NPC, a suffragette fighting for women's right to vote, which is of course a historical reference. News from...
And that's where he got it wrong, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is set in 1899. The suffragettes, the insufferability of that suffragette movement didn't start until 1903. So dear old Yong maybe did get called out in the comments below, but honestly, do some research like I did, folks, and then get on with it. Now, I will admit, I found out about this, and I do remember this actual incident from watching Razorfist when he was on the Side Scrollers podcast a couple of days ago. So I'm not going to show you all of the clip, but it's just really funny that this even was allowed to happen. Again, even though some people have said, yeah, Rockstar and RDR2 is definitely going in a bit of a woke direction, then why did they have to force this? In fact, I would call it anachronistic. I mean, again, women at this time weren't thinking like this, but of course, we got to play this clip out, folks. Not in its entirety, of course, but this is funny.
Bonjour. You're walking away from... Dre, you fools! Women and men both just...
It's on the line.
He's out of control!
Calm down, I ain't gonna hurt you.
When will this end?
Tie her up! She's talking too
Untie me
much!
at once.
We're going for a walk. My God!
This is bad news.
God in heaven! I need help. Time to go.
I just want to say, folks, if they didn't allow this mechanic to even take place, they would have removed it. I'm betting, right, that if you have this online, they might remove this eventually. Do you know what I mean? But if you have the physical copy, which I do, then it'll be kept in the game.
Oh my God!
Oh, she's got a bit of blood coming out of her. That's strange.
Oh, God, no.
That looks like my neighborhood.
Come on, boy.
Yeah, bring the lady back, horse. Bring back the insufferable suffragette. Oh, this is funny. And that's where I'm going to freeze it, folks, in case YouTube starts getting a bit funny about me showing this. But what I wanted to illustrate here was the dark sense of humor. When Dan Houser was running the show in 2018, this is the dark sense of humor that Rockstar Games had. And I always will liken them to the peak of James Cameron in his film career. I think right up to the point of True Lies, that was the last great film, in my opinion, that James Cameron actually made before he sold his artistic soul to the devil. So, oh my God, that I'd forgotten about this, and it's just so nice to relive that again. And that's the whole point, right, folks? If you can't even laugh at the macabre, then what's the point of even having a laugh in the first place? And by the way, got to give you a bit of a health update because I haven't talked about it for a while. So today I returned from hospital, and what they told me was rather encouraging. So what the MRI results revealed, folks, was absolutely nothing. No degenerative muscle wear and tear, no displaced discs in my back. In fact, the doctor has actually said to me that perhaps the only conclusion he can reach is that my own immune system somehow backfired against me. Nothing I'd eaten, nothing I'd said, maybe Too much physical activity has caused this to happen? I'm guessing. I don't know. Speaking of getting physical, folks, I'm going back next Monday to said hospital to have 1 hour of physiotherapy. And I've got to put the feelers out there now. If my physiotherapist looks like this, then I'm going to make sure I book an overnight stay. And if I were you, and if you were me, you should perhaps return for the next video.
Ass-faced jerk! You and me are gonna...